Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time of day you're choosing to watch this video. Thank you for being here. I'm Jacob Avillion, and I am joined, as always, of course, by the sexiest co-host in the game, Brayden McClellan. Brayden, it is Tuesday, September 3rd. We are 2 days away from NFL football. We are officially in year 2 of the podcast with NFL football.
That is a crazy way to think about it, yeah.
Yep, we are in year 2.
I think this is episode 45.
Yep, we are running this shit back. Here we are. It's a beautiful day. Picks are back. We can finally make picks on the pod again. It's a great day. College football is back. You know, we'll talk just a little bit about that. But before we do any of that nonsense, Brayden, how are you feeling today, my friend?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay.
Nothing really crazy has been going on. I checked out this like retro game store near my house.
All right.
It's pretty nice, pretty decent. Had some Wii. There's a Wii section there.
Oh shit. Okay.
So now once I'm getting
retro game store. There's a Wii section. I feel fucking old. If that's the case, I feel like that's unk status right there. It's some shit you grew up on in a retro game store. That's unk status. If I see a DS Lite, I'm killing myself.
I saw.
Don't tell me.
Okay. I'm telling you, it was the same exact color as the one I had, but it was a DSi XL.
Why is that in a retro? Like, it can't be that old. That can't be that. It's got to be like a decade old. But it's oh my god. That's fucking insane to think about, but, yeah, absurd.
Yeah. But I saw it, and I was like, damn, I had that exact color, like that. It was a maroon one. I was like, I had that same exact one.
Nice.
But yeah, so that was cool. Got some stuff, and then I like checked out a GameStop that was like part of like GameStop Retro, which is just like a wall. It's just they have like one little section off of like some retro games. Nothing to go out of your way to go to, but when I stepped into the GameStop, I did see something unrelated to the retro look. They had this baby. This is a Lightning collection for the Power Ranger, the first season of Power Rangers Morpher.
That's huge.
And it comes with like this thing that you can like to put on your belt, because that's what this is. It's supposed to be like a belt buckle that you pull out. But then you just fucking hit you with the motherfucker.
Oh my goodness. Dirk's excited too. He's happy.
I think I just scared him. I think that's all that is.
Sorry, baby. We got Dirk on deck today. This is probably the most active Dirk's ever been during a podcast recording. There he goes.
But I think that's it for me, pretty much. I did order a couple more disc plates.
Nice.
But I think where I plan on putting them, I don't think any of them will be visible for the pod. I'll probably still show them the first time I get them, but that's pretty much it for me.
Gotcha.
Jacob, how you doing?
I'm doing quite nice. You know, I had Labor Day off, so I've got 3 straight 4-day work weeks because I had Friday off last week. I had Labor Day off this week. I get Friday off next week. So I had a 4-day weekend just now, and there was college football on every single day of those 4 days. I felt fucking fantastic. Yeah, it's easy to snore when your team's bad. All right, when your team loses in week 1. All right, you know,
I've never cared about college football.
I know.
Besides the Joe Burrow year.
I know, but some of us are winners. You know, some of us win by a point differential of 66 in week 1. Some of us take care of business.
I mean, we'll get into it now, I guess, but I don't like. Oh, they beat up on Chattanooga.
We'll get there in a second. Before we get there, I do have a different game.
I don't know. When NFL is this close, it's like just wait to watch good football instead of like mediocre football.
I have a different beverage on me today. Celebratory. Football's back. Vols are back. I got me an Angry Orchard. Today. First drunk podcast. No, it's just one drink. But no, doing great. Went to my mom's this weekend. Spent Sunday at my mom's house. She got to hear me call Brian Kelly a cracker because I had the over on Garrett Nussmeier passing yards, and he had 191 in the first half. He only needed 93 in the second half, and they would not throw the damn ball because they thought for some reason a 4-point lead was enough of a cushion to just try a failing run game over and over again. Oh, and sure enough, USC eventually just scored, and then they scored again, and they won the game because Brian Kelly's a fucking moron and has once again lost in week 1. Never in doubt, of course. Shout out Miller Moss. Shout out Garrett Nussmeier. No shout out Brian Kelly for feeling the need to call attention that Miller Moss played better than Garrett Nussmeier. They had very comparable games. They both played very well. It's a weird thing as a coach in week 1 to say, oh yeah, he outplayed our quarterback. That's just fucking weird. Especially when your quarterback had a good game. Like if Garrett Nussmeier had like a 5 interception first half or some shit, sure, go ahead and say Miller Moss outplayed him. But like, did he? They both played very well. They both missed a couple throws. But like, I don't know. Anywho, yeah, I'm here. Nussmeier did hit the over eventually, so I did buy myself some coffee Monday morning with the money I made off that Nussmeier bet. And then for this weekend, I do have Tennessee to cover because Tennessee's playing NC State, and the line is only 7.5. Tennessee's going to kick the shit out of NC State this weekend. I'd be shocked if we didn't win by double digits. I'm going to predict right now a 3-score win. I think it's not going to be close at any point in the game. I think Tennessee's going to take over early, and it's just going to be a runaway. But anywho, yeah, college football. It's here. FSU lost again. That's not good. They're now 0-2 and 0-2 in conference play at that. So, you know, still waiting for their starters to opt back in, I suppose. But it's not looking too good. Oh my goodness. I forgot. Girl boss affirmation. There it is. There it is.
Let's see. This comes from Virginia Woolf. I would venture to guess that Anon, who wrote so many poems without signing them, was often a woman.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
especially at a time where, like, you know, the like intellectual works of women weren't very well respected. You know, if you're anonymous,
outright
it adds an air of
anything.
mystique to your, you know, that way nobody knows you're a woman, so therefore nobody can judge you based off that, and you know, your work can just stand on its own without having any kind of identity attached to it, you know, externally. Yeah, I think that's yeah, certainly a good chance. Sure, there were quite a few great anonymous works that were written by women because they, you know, didn't want their art to be suppressed by the fact that they were women.
I bet the person who animated Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life, probably a woman.
Probably a woman. We'll never know.
To see romance in such a beautiful artistic way, I'm just gonna guess it was a woman.
Somebody emotionally intelligent for sure, and women do tend to be better at that than us. So,
speak for yourself.
Well, I'm emotionally intelligent, you know. But you know, have you ever met another man before besides the two of us?
No, actually, I've got my whole life.
Shit. Well, what thing you should know about some of them is that they're not good at that. A lot of them, you know. But you know, there's societal reasons for that.
Hey, buddy,
you know,
buddy. I work a blue collar job, okay?
Yeah.
It's fucking.
I don't need to hear what you would do to that woman walking across the street. Okay, I actually don't need to know what you would do to that woman. We can discuss that at a later date. Except no, we can't. I don't want to.
It's like just the news is on in the fucking break room while we're waiting to start the day.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love white women. When the news reporter comes on, I'd fuck the shit out of her. He just starts bragging about what he would do. And I'm like, why are you telling us this?
You know, like I can respect the damn, I love women. You know, when you see a very attractive woman come up on the TV.
He specified.
Right, you know, but like I said, like a you know, if somebody just said, "Man, women are so beautiful," I'd be like, hey, "Preach," you know, church.
Preach.
Oh, I forgot I set alarms in case I fell asleep.
I think his exact wording was that he would fuck her like a slut.
You see, you know, like that feels excessive.
Stop telling me this. Why are you telling me this?
You know, like I don't think I need to know that about you. Actually, I'm fairly certain.
And then they justify it. You know, we're men. It's just how we are.
No, I don't think people pop out the womb going, whoop, whoop. You know, like it's not how it works. But no, I get it.
No.
I'm with you. But yeah, we are here. We're gathered here today. It's a good day. I don't know. I'm excited for college football. This guy's a loser. This guy's mean. He's stinky. Uh, there was a 17-year-old freshman who scored 2 touchdowns. In case you wanted to feel like a failure today, there is a teenager doing better than you in life right now. Everybody watching this video. So,
fully tatted on both sleeves.
yeah. So time has actually passed you by, and you should give up. I'm kidding, of course. It's never too late to do what you want to do. Go set out. Go get it done. I love you. Now. There was a 20-year-old quarterback as of yesterday. Quarterback, very talented quarterback, very athletic quarterback with a howitzer. He's 6'6". He's a Polynesian man. First name Nicolaus, last name Iamaleava. Redshirt freshman of the Tennessee Volunteers. Yep. I expected Nico to be good. Nico looked really good. Yes, you can say Chattanooga all you want. It does not make the ball placement any less impressive. It does not make the footwork any less impressive. It does not make the talent any less impressive. It does not make the poise any less impressive. So, he was accurate.
No, it makes the poise less impressive.
He wasn't getting pressured. I will admit he could have built a house back there on quite a few of his throws. But, he proved last year in the bowl game he can throw under pressure. It's not like we've never seen him do it. He did it against Iowa. That's impressive. As a true freshman, did it against Iowa in a bowl game. I think that's fine. He did get hit in that game a few times, but he looks good. I'm excited to see him against higher level competition, so people will shut the fuck up about it being Chattanooga, because breaking a program record for passing yards and a half is impressive regardless of who your opponent is. But whatever. Wide receivers look good. Brew McCoy looks healthy. Dante Thornton catches balls this year, so that's he didn't do that a lot last year. So that's very good to see. It's a very deep wide receiver room, so if somebody does go down again, we have other guys. So, I really can't complain about anything this season. The offensive line's better. The defensive line is super deep. Linebackers are deeper this year, especially with Keenan Peely healthy. The only concern, to the top of my knowledge, would be, or to my knowledge, off the top of my head, would be the secondary, because it's very young. Not really much veteran leadership in that secondary. A little bit, but it's a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing right now. It's a little worrying just because, there's not a lot of experience there. You don't know how great those guys are. They're not battle tested yet, but, the tests are coming. It's SEC ball. But Dylan Sampson is phenomenal. He's going to be a day 2 draft pick this year. And Squirrel White, funny enough, didn't even really get involved, which is, if Squirrel White has a quiet day receiving, chances are, and you're still throwing ridiculous numbers, that says a lot about the wide receiver core this year. So, all good things on the Tennessee Vols front. We put up the funny number, 69 points. I'm excited to beat the shit out of NC State this weekend. All right, we can talk about football that you care about now, if you'd like to.
Yeah, no, I'd love to.
Whatever. All right. So, just a football game in 2 days from now. We got Ravens and Chiefs playing. That's pretty cool. It was a game in Brazil the day after that, which why they decided a game in Brazil would be a good idea. I have no clue.
For teams that can't wear green. It's like, hey, Packers, Eagles.
Don't wear green.
Don't wear green. Against each other as well.
Yeah, just having a game in Brazil was just a not great idea. I know market expansion, all that good shit, but if you have to have rules that are so bad where AJ Brown says I'm just not going to leave the hotel and Devontae Smith says, man, I don't want to go to Brazil, you probably just shouldn't have had a game in Brazil. But we're doing some. Are you doing your power rankings first before we pick them?
Maybe we should do the picks first, because I think.
Okay.
It'll add more suspense, because if I give the power rankings, it's like, okay, these are
kind
just
of
picks,
reveals
obviously.
maybe some of your picks. Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, so we're going to be doing something new this year, and that is every week Brayden gives me his top 10 power rank teams, and I either scrutinize the shit out of it, agree with it, or somewhere in between. It's early in the season, so chances are there will be some disagreement, and then, maybe as the season goes on, there will be some more common ground as the top teams make it a little more obvious.
Yeah, especially because I made it and I was like, a couple teams that no, they probably could have been on here.
Fair enough. So we're staring at, to start the season, Thursday night football, Ravens at Chiefs. What you got?
So, I would like to pick against the Chiefs.
Of course.
Because it's fun, and then also I just, it's like, hey, maybe just some of the, I don't know, like their wide receivers. I mean, I know Rashee Rice, but then it's like Hollywood Brown gets hurt. Xavier Worthy's a rookie. Maybe against Baltimore, you would think maybe the Ravens could capitalize on that. But then on the flip side, the Ravens lose their defensive coordinator, lose some key pieces on the defensive side of the ball. There's going to be change there. I'm not saying they're going to be bad, but there's going to be change there. So ultimately, I'm going to go with the defending champs, and I will pick the Kansas City Chiefs.
That is precisely where my brain was at. I'm very high on Baltimore this year, but the coaching staff got gutted. They lost quite a few players. It's week 1 of the season. There could be some hiccups here. There's a lot of new shit. So, okay, CBS Sports is not letting me click matchup analysis, so I can't really check injuries right now. The app crashes every time I click matchup analysis. That's why
just did that for me too.
Yeah, okay, well, so the app is shit, is what I've learned. But, so we're just going to raw dog all these, because I'm not Googling nothing. Not Googling injury reports. Those won't even come out until tomorrow anyways for most teams. So, whatever, who cares? Barring anything ridiculous, like if I find out Lamar Jackson tears his ACL in practice.
Right.
Well,
this is like last year. We'll do what we did last year, where we make the picks, we have to stick with them unless a substantial injury comes through, and then we tell each other.
Crazy news comes out, then we'll say, hey, I'm switching this, by the way. Okay, so we both got Kansas City here. Packers at Eagles
in Brazil.
This is
so not much of a home game.
So. There's no Eagles home game advantage here. This is, both teams in Brazil. This is a tough. This should be a good game.
Should be good, but for me, I feel pretty good in my pick.
Well, I think I know who you're picking. But
you never know.
I know who I want to pick. I'm not sure that they're going to win this game though, and you know what? Fuck it. I believe in them this year. I'm going Green Bay.
I'm also going Green Bay. Usually, if you ever think a game's gonna be close, just pick the better quarterback.
Yep, I think that's fair analysis.
That's pretty much all I got. And then we move on. Now it's Sunday, baby. These are the Sunday games. We have Steelers at Atlanta Falcons.
Give me the Falcons.
Yeah.
Give me the Falcons.
To me, this is a better team. I mean, they have a better quarterback. Presumably.
Better overall roster. I'd say certainly better on the offensive side of the ball, better offensive line. Weapons aren't particularly great for either team, but in Pittsburgh, it's pretty much just George Pickens in the passing game. It's like the established great player, and then in Atlanta, you've got Drake London, and you've got Kyle Pitts.
You got Darnell Mooney, who I like.
Yeah,
I like him, especially with and then a good quarterback throwing him the ball, plus Bijan Robinson, plus Tyler Algier.
I think Rondale Moore got hurt as well. I think that happened, if I'm not mistaken. I know they traded for Rondale Moore. It was a straight up Desmond Ridder for Rondale Moore, and I don't even think Ridder made the roster. I'm pretty sure he didn't. So they traded Moore for peanuts, but traded Moore for a camp body basically, but which is fair because Ridder fucking blows. But I'm still picking Atlanta, regardless in this game. I think Kirk's gonna have a nice first day out. It's gonna look good.
Plus, they get Matthew Judon. They get Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be a good team.
I think so. Now, this might be game of the week. This next one.
Let me scroll real quick. You might be right.
Well, we have. Chiefs Ravens is probably game of the. But for the Sunday slate, for the real football guys, for the 1 o'clock, the noon, whatever you want to call it, whatever time zone you live in. For the real
it's definitely the best non-primetime game.
I think so. In theory, with what you and I think the Cardinals are going to be this year. I almost just want to say fuck it and pick Arizona because I believe in them that much. Buffalo's defense, they've lost some guys. It's first year with a new DC, first game with a new DC. Arizona's offense, a little bit of overhaul there. You've got Marv. You got Trey McBride. Michael Wilson. I'm expecting a much bigger year too from him. So I'm just gonna say Arizona. I have a lot of belief in this team. I have a lot of belief in Buffalo and their season, but I'm going to say Arizona for this game. And we'll run it back at some point.
I picked a player from the Buffalo Bills to win the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stick with that prediction. I think the campaign starts here. I think Josh Allen has a great day. I think my guess is that none of the wide receivers week one stand out over each other, but we get good performances from them. And I'm going to have the Bills. I'm going to have Josh Allen be Josh Allen week one and win. I got the Bills defending the homestead. But it will not be the craziest upset if I see the Cardinals win.
All right. Now, you already know.
Should I give my pick first?
Go ahead, yeah. You go ahead.
And then let you...
Yeah.
Titans at Bears.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough one for me. Because I think...
In all honesty.
If this was the end of the season, and there's been more experience built up from a rookie quarterback and his, one of his, who's I think is going to be his wide receiver too. I would pick them, but it's the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. But the Titans' offensive line is coming together.
Yeah. With
a rookie playing, right? Is he?
Latham is unquestionably been the starter all off season long. Latham's gonna be the left tackle.
So
also,
rookie out there.
It is worth noting DeAndre Hopkins is 110% gonna play in this game. He's not there's no shot Hopkins misses this game. He had that injury in camp, but he's looking like he's moving well already, and Hopkins almost never misses time if he can help it. Like he had multiple games last year where he played through injury, even if he was 90%, he would suit up in this game. Hopkins is gonna play. So that matters too. That's big for Tennessee.
Bear down.
I'm
gonna go with the Chicago Bears.
Right. Now there's one stat I've seen thrown around a lot here that I think is a bit overblown in terms of discussion around this game, and that is the record of first overall pick rookie quarterbacks. They don't win because their teams usually suck. This is the best situation a number one overall pick at quarterback has walked into, maybe ever.
For sure.
At least in terms of the roster around him. I have a lot of questions about this coaching staff. Now Eberflus deserves credit for having his guys buy in to what he's doing. I still don't think he's a great coach. I'm not in love with Shane Waldron. Seattle didn't want to keep him around for the new regime. If he was that great of a coordinator, he probably would have stayed. And even in general, there was a noticeable drop off when Dave Canales left the quarterback coach spot to go coach for the Bucs last year. Seattle's offense and Geno Smith in particular did take a dive. So, I like Waldron. I don't love Waldron as much as I used to. Used to be very high on him. Now I'm kind of wishy-washy a little bit. But
it's raining over here.
There is. I think it's raining from me too. Yeah, it is. It's raining for me as well.
It's just one huge cloud. We're both getting rained on by the same cloud. It's massive.
Imagine. There is one thing, though, that in discussion that I don't think is blown out of proportion, and that is rookie head coaches more often than not do win their first game. And the reason for that is you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And especially with how overhauled this Titans roster is, it could go one of two ways for Tennessee with how many changes there are both in the coaching staff and on the roster. One, they could be completely unfocused and totally not gelling well together because they haven't had any live reps together. Or two, they've done everything they needed to this offseason. They are a well-oiled machine, and Chicago it doesn't have any film on what's coming. And in all honesty, and I'm sure there's some bias here at play, but just based on what I have seen from this team this offseason, the way that even guys who were hardcore Mike Vrabel guys, Harold Landry in particular, how much they have bought in to this new staff and this new regime in Tennessee, and especially all of the position coaches that Brian Callahan brought in. These are experienced guys with decades of service around the league, coaching the coordinators are new, but the position coaches have been around for a long time. This is maybe they don't win this game, but I do think I have a lot of belief in this regime, and I do think it starts week 1. And now, which is not to say they're going to win, just to start steamrolling bitches. I think this will be a very close game regardless. I do not think this game is going to be a blowout or even.
I agree with that.
Even like one team scores like 20 something, the other team scores like 3. I think this is going to be like a 23-20, 27-24 type of game. Like this is going to be, a touchdown or a field goal is going to decide this. I think, regardless of how you slice it. Very excited. I think this is a great matchup to test both teams for two teams that have arguably overhauled themselves the most this offseason. We shall see. I'm going to go with Tennessee because, quite frankly, I just don't want to pick against my Titans in the first game of the season. We'll see where this road takes us. But, rookie head coaches do often win their first game, and I think Brian Callahan is ready. I think he has been – he's ready for the moment. I don't think the moment's going to be too big for him. I think he's good. I think he's got it. Do we have to talk about this?
But not every rookie head coach wins their first game, as we get the New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals.
We don't have to spend much time on this one, I don't think.
I don't think it matters if Chase plays or not for this game.
Probably not.
It matters for their season a lot going forward.
Definitely.
But week 1, they could take that without Chase. They still have Higgins. I like some of their other receiving weapons there. I love Zach Moss. Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow. Their defense, I think, is going to continue to be the Bengals' defense that we've seen in the past. That's pretty solid, pretty good.
Lou Anarumo
and in the big moments is great.
In the league, yeah. If Lou Anarumo was 20 years younger, he'd be getting head coaching interviews. But he's like 60.
But obviously, I'm going Bengals.
I'm taking Cincinnati. I think it's a low-scoring game. I think it's like 16-3 or some shit like that. I think
it's disgusting.
I mean, New England's defense is still really good. Like the defense isn't going to be bad. The offense is.
They just lost Judon.
Well, they didn't have Judon last year either, and the defense was fine without him. So
it was fine.
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, like fine, and there wasn't much drop off with that. It was a good defense.
And Joe Burrow makes a good defense look bad when he wants to.
He also makes he has once a year. Joe Burrow tends to struggle in week 1.
Yeah, I was like saying
he
this
makes
is the
bad
Bengals of the
defenses
past.
look
They're
good
about to go on a
week
3-game
1,
losing streak to start the season.
So I'm gonna pick a low scoring game here, but I think still Cincinnati's winning. But it's like 13-0, 16-3, whatever. Excuse me. But yeah, Bengals got it. Now this one's a good one. This one's a big one.
In Indy.
When was the last time the Colts won an opening game of this? Give me Houston. Colts lose in week 1 like every year. I'm pretty sure it's been almost a decade since the Colts have won in week 1.
I think I saw a stat that they're 0-9-1 in their last 10 openings.
I think it's something. Yeah, it has been a decade since they've won a week. Yeah, I don't think that's going to change this year. Not against Houston. Let them play New England in week 1. They'd probably have it, but nope, don't buy it. Not that they won't have a great year this year. I have a lot of belief in both Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson. I'm just going to take Houston in week 1 though. Mind you, I had Indy winning this division, I'm pretty sure. But, it's not going to start. Not going to start in week 1. They stink. That's just how it goes. They stink in week 1, to clarify.
I don't buy into that type of stuff. Each year's a new year.
Yeah, it's a new year to make it the 11th straight year of not winning in week 1. It's got to end eventually, sure, but
it'll end eventually. But I don't feel comfortable picking against Tank Dell, so I'll go with the Houston Texans.
I think that's a fair analysis there, sir. We got a Florida matchup here, in-state matchup, Jags at Dolphins. Give me Miami.
For sure.
Miami's a better team. They're at home. I think it'll be a good game. Certainly, don't think Jacksonville's going to.
Yeah, I think the Jags will. I think I have them missing playoffs, and I think I'll stick with that. But I think they'll be like one of those teams that misses that you're like, oh, it's a good team, could be fun if they get in.
Yeah.
But ultimately misses.
8-9, 9-8 type of season.
Yeah.
Panthers at Saints. Give me the Panthers. Give me the fucking Panthers, big dog. Statement win in week 1 for Dave Canales and company. I think Bryce Young's going to look good. I think this is the year that kicking the can down the road catches up with the Saints. They're going to be miserable this year, I think.
I mean, I know they weren't the worst team in the NFL last year, but it kind of caught up with them last year. They weren't good either.
No, but I think it really catches up with them this year. I think this is the year that they realize they need to blow it up, which would be good for them ultimately. Acceptance, is like the first stage of a rebuild. Like, yeah, this is a problem. So you got to go through the 5 stages of grief before your franchise can rebuild. That's the final
Here we
stage.
go.
So
I was able to pull up the matchup analysis.
oh, nice.
I just want to see who's out for sure. Oh, you know what? That's right. Ryan Ramczyk is like out for the year.
Oh yeah, he might have to retire. I think because his
Yeah.
knee is like fucked. From what I've heard.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll go Panther. I really wanted to pick the Saints just being at home, and like, I think the Panthers are going to be better this year, but I don't know if they're going to be that much better week 1. But I'll go Panthers over Saints.
I trust Dave Canales. Should be told. The offense is going to look much better. It's not going to be like, an amazing offense, but it's going to look like a real NFL offense, not whatever the fuck they were dialing up last year. But Vikings at Giants. Give me the Vikings. Give me Sam Darnold and company against the Vikings. Or against the Giants.
This is tough because I feel like the Giants. What was their record last year? Did they go 5-12 or what did they go?
Something like that, because they're the 6 over. Well, no, hang on. They went 6-11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Dayball right now. But I know how I feel about Kevin.
And you know how you feel about Daniel Jones.
I do know I know how I feel about Sam Darnold.
Well, I was gonna say you could even be undecided on Sam Darnold as far as like you don't know for sure what season he's gonna have, but Daniel Jones is not gonna play well.
Yeah.
So,
and then like I don't know how I feel about Malik Neighbors just because he's a rookie.
I feel pretty strong.
I know how I feel about Justin Jefferson.
If Daniel Jones misses him, he misses him. Nothing Neighbors can do about that. So,
I'll go Vikings.
Yeah, I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings.
I
could see the Giants win this game. I could see like a Malik Neighbors takeover kind of game in week 1 just to.
I could just
establish himself right away.
I could just see the Giants defense being like pretty good this year, and that getting to Sam Darnold.
Week 1, Shane Bowen is a thing, definitely.
So I could see it happening. Part of me wants to pick him, but I think ultimately, I just like the way the Vikings are ran right now much more. So I'm just gonna trust them.
Gotcha.
But Raiders at Chargers.
I don't care. I'm not watching this game. Give me the Raiders.
I think the Raiders have an overall better roster than the Chargers, but week 1 head coaches.
It's Jim Harbaugh.
Is that only for rookies?
Well, I mean, they're technically both in their first year because, what do you call it? Pierce wasn't like the full-time guy last year. He was an interim. Yeah. So. I'm gonna pick the Chargers. I think I think Justin Herbert will have an if game. Is he even playing?
I don't know. Is he hurt?
He's been hurt.
He was hurt, but is he that hurt?
There was talk that he could miss week 1. I don't know if he's playing in this game.
Let me see.
It could be Taylor Heineke. It's not going to be Easton Stick at least. Thank goodness.
Let's see. He's listed as questionable.
Yeah. I don't know if he's practicing or not yet, but.
Let me just Google it. I'm gonna Google it real quick.
If this was Easton Stick, this would be a loss for sure. But Taylor Heineke can do some bullshit. Like they can still win with Heineke. But if it was Stick season, yeah, no question.
Ruiz. Justin Herbert has been impressive in practice since returning from injury.
He's practicing. He's probably playing.
Yeah. Then here, I'll just say this right now, and I'll just keep updated on it. If Herbert's playing, I'm going Chargers, which is what I have selected right now. If he is ruled out, I'm going to switch to Raiders.
I'm just going to go Raiders.
Yeah, but I'll go Chargers.
Broncos at Seahawks.
The Fleecers versus the Fleeced.
This is an interesting one. This is a very interesting one.
A trade that'll tie those teams for probably a little while, even though the quarterback that got traded is gone.
And they've drafted his successor already. The new heir apparent is in town in Denver.
Yeah.
This is an odd one. I think I'm gonna go Seattle. I don't feel great about it necessarily.
I'm definitely going Seattle.
Yeah. I
think
like
they're gonna
Seattle
have
a lot more, but this is just one of those games I feel really.
I like their defense a lot. And I think that I know Sean Payton is what he is, and I think Bo Nix is going to work well in that system, but still a rookie week one against the defense that I think is going to be pretty good this year. And I think their offense is just going to be, a nice, good, solid offense with DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Tyler Lockett's still there, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet. The Geno Smith we have now is solid. I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
All right, Cowboys at Browns. I do not trust Deshaun Watson to move the ball against this Cowboys defense, quite frankly.
No.
I'm going to say Dallas. I don't think either team is going to score like a bajillion. Well, I don't know. We saw Houston score 40 against this defense. There is a way to, beat the Jim Schwartz defense. We'll see if Dallas can do it. But
I doubt they score on them like that, but I think ultimately I got Dallas. Don't trust Deshaun. Early season Cowboys defense is always one of the best that you'll ever see. And then the season progresses and the defense regresses. No Deron Bland, unfortunately, but Trevon Diggs is back. Give me the Cowboys.
All right, we got Commanders at Buccaneers. Give me the Buccaneers. I'm not picking Commanders. Don't care.
Yeah, at home, I'll go with the Bucs. Baker Mayfield. I know I like Jaden Daniels, but it's just I don't know. I'm always iffy about picking a rookie quarterback, especially week one.
I don't love Jaden Daniels, and
I know
I don't love Baker Mayfield either, but it's just a better team at home.
I think your exact wording was that at least Baker Mayfield comes in the right flavor. I think that's what you said.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what you said.
I just like the cut of his jib a little more.
Yeah, you said he plays the game the right way.
Yeah, sneaky athletic, unlike the guy who wants to run it all the time without protecting himself. Baker's a sneaky athlete. Won't beat you in a foot race, but he's a coach's favorite. I'd let him date my sister. Yeah. Moving on. Rams at Lions. I'm just gonna say fuck it. Give me the Rams. They're not the better team, but let's have some fun with it. Give me the Rams.
Well, what is fun is always going to be Jared Goff beating the Rams, so give me the Lions.
Fair enough.
Always going to be fun. Primetime game, too. It's primetime.
Yeah, sure. It better be. It deserves it. We got Jets at Niners, Monday Night Football.
Speaking of teams maybe not deserving primetime, New York Jets.
So
get a primetime game on Monday night.
We watched Aaron Rodgers tear his Achilles in a Monday Night Football game against Leonard Floyd last year, and the NFL decided it was a good idea to schedule it again. Are we fucking serious? All right, whatever. Anywho.
What day of the week is that?
Monday.
No.
Oh, shit. Tomorrow. Wait, today's the 3rd, since 7
It's the 9th.
6 days. Yeah, 9th.
Okay. So, maybe the spirit of whatever got to his Achilles the year before on 9/11 isn't there, or won't be active that day. But regardless, it doesn't matter to me. Go in the Niners either way.
Yeah.
I think they just signed. I think they just got Trent back, right? They just signed him.
Did they? I heard he was pissed off. I didn't know they got him back.
I think it just happened. Hold on.
That's good if they did.
Yes, Trent Williams, holdout, gets $82.66 million deal.
Good for him. Good for him.
I think the report is that what happened with Ricky, I just saw Trent was like, all right, life. I don't know what it was, but
yeah. Ricky, by the way, probably not playing in this game, but they do have.
Yeah, he's on the PUP list, I think now, or at least the non-football.
Something non-football injury list, probably. Yeah. Let's see. I mean that'll do it for the picks. What's cool about 9/11 this year is that it's on a Wednesday, so I get to send those guess what day it is gifts, and then I could just be like, well, I'm saying because it's Hump Day, not because it's like Ronnie 2K on Twitter that one time. That deleted. You ever seen that deleted Ronnie 2K tweet?
Probably not.
Tweeted out guess what day it is on 9/11, and then It's the camel. Like, guess what day it is? The camel from the commercial.
No, I know that part.
Yeah.
The hump day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a Ronnie 2K tweet.
But do we have a name? Should I like have a name for my power rankings?
Yeah,
just like Brayden's best or some shit.
Yeah, Brayden's best. Fucking alliteration's always good for the people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Brayden's best.
More like Brayden's breast. Am I right? He's been hit chest.
I have my top 10 teams in the NFL. This is the week 0 power rankings. It's going to be, I'm going to have it week whatever the previous week was. So this is week 0 power rankings.
All right.
We'll go 10 to 1. Or should I go 1 to 10? Because I think 1 is obvious, and then as you move away from 1, it gets less obvious.
Yeah.
We'll do that, but maybe going forward. We'll see what goes on. But this week, we're going to go 1 to 10. Mm-hmm. So coming in at number 1, no game has been played this season. The most previous game we've seen was the Kansas City Chiefs hoisting the Lombardi. So I have the Kansas City Chiefs atop at number 1.
They've only gotten better. It makes perfect sense to put them up there. Yep. Go ahead, girl.
It's an easy one. Yep. Next up, the San Francisco 49ers. Made the Super Bowl, won the NFC, maybe the most well-rounded roster in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Gonna go with. Now, not having Dre Greenlaw sucks.
Certainly.
But this team is just so good. Gonna have the Niners at 2. All right. Here on out, it's like, okay, I feel like those should be everyone's top 2. Here on out is personal preference.
Yeah, here on out, you can get a little silly with it.
So at number 3, this is a quarterback league.
It's a quarterback league.
So I decided to go with, in my opinion, the second best quarterback in the NFL. Throwing to a guy who I think has all the talent to be the best in the NFL, probably top 5, top 3 for me. I went with the Cincinnati Bengals at number 3.
Yes, sir.
A defense that always shows up when it's needed. One of the best defensive coordinators that we talked about. One of the best wide receiver 2s in T. Higgins. I love Zach Moss. I think they've obviously shown the priority the offensive line has. But number 4, the Detroit Lions. I think it's a well-rounded roster. I think they have an identity that they have built on. They know who they are. So in these situations that they know what they're going to. There's going to be less panic because they practice it. They know what they're doing. They know what their mindset is. Right. Some great weapons. Sam Laporta was one of the best tight ends last year. Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the best wide receivers. I think Jamison Williams could have a great second year. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, maybe the best tandem in the NFL at running back. You got the Lions at 4. Number 5. This team has lost a decent bit in this offseason, but I still I believe in them. I got the Baltimore Ravens at 5.
All right.
You know who Lamar is? He has, I still don't quite love the wide receivers there, but Zay Flowers is there, who I really like. They have Mark Andrews at tight end, Isaiah Likely. They bring in Derrick Henry, who it's like, hey, how much juice does this older running back have? Okay. Who knows? But in Baltimore, it's the perfect place for him to be at. And then the defense lost some pieces, but Baltimore seemingly always seems to field a good defense. So I'm not too worried, but it is a hit. And then at number 6, for a lot of people, this team, its quarterback specifically had a tale of 2 halves of the season. I decided to go with the Green Bay Packers at number 6. I like their weapons. There's no dominant wide receiver 1, but I think they have a lot of good pieces there. I think Luke Musgrave can be a really good tight end. He has the potential. They bring in Josh Jacobs, who I think in Green Bay could have a great year.
Bounce back, sir.
And then Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love is that guy, and I think we're going to see him continue to prove that. So I got the Packers at 6.
So one thing I want to add there about the no elite weapons just yet, the one important thing to remember is that they are all super young still at this point.
Yep.
They're all like second and third year guys this year. It can be reasonably assumed that like one of those guys is going to establish himself as the dog in that room as well. That's another thing. That's another reason for optimism with Green Bay is that the receivers are so young. Somebody probably is going to get a lot better. Somebody.
Romeo Dobbs.
Dobbs, or I like Reed a lot. Like, I like Christian Watson still too. Like, injuries are a thing. Same with Musgrave, injuries are an issue. But those two guys are healthy. Yeah, they're great athletes, very talented guys. But yeah, go ahead, sir. Keep pushing.
And then at number 7, if this was a playoff power ranking, this team would not be on this list. But this is not. This is early season. That's when this team could be great. This has one of the best rosters in the NFL. I have the Dallas Cowboys at number 7.
Yeah.
I think they have the best defensive player in football in Micah Parsons. With some good complementary pieces around him, I still like DeMarcus Lawrence. Trayvon Diggs is there. We'll see the rest. But in my opinion, I think the second best wide receiver last season was CeeDee Lamb. Good season. Brandon Cooks was a really good wide receiver too. Jake Ferguson was a good tight end. Running back is just going to be this by committee thing that's not going to go well. I'll tell you that right now. But Dak Prescott, regular season is going to look pretty good. I got the Cowboys at 7. Number 8.
I'm glad you saved your friend from dropping Zach Moss in favor of Dalvin Cook and fantasy.
Dude, he was like, I'm thinking about dropping him for Dalvin Cook. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
he wanted
Dowdle,
Cook, so
do it for anybody. Yeah, Dowdle is RB1.
No, he wanted Cook. He still added Cook onto his team, but he dropped
It's fine.
Joshua Palmer instead for him.
Yeah, Josh Palmer probably not going to maintain. I think Ladd McConkey's going to outscore him by the end of the year.
Yeah, I have Ladd as wide receiver 1 for that team.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a lot of receptions, especially.
Yeah.
But also
drawn up stuff to him.
That guy says that he's like I think Dalvin Cook's going to have 15 to 20 carries a game, and I'm like, no, he's not. I was like, no, he's not.
He's not even on the active roster. Isn't he? Isn't he on the practice squad?
I thought he was on the roster, but I guess I'm not sure.
I saw signed to practice squad. Maybe I'm tripping. Hold on.
Maybe I'm not keeping up with the team like that.
I was going to say, if he's on the practice squad, there's no fucking way he's getting that many carries a game. I swear it was practice squad. I don't think he's even on the team. He's going to get called up probably, and then if he plays well in the first game, he's going to get on the roster.
But I told him, I was like, it's going to be this by committee thing, ride the hot hand kind of thing. And then I also told him, I was like, Zeke's probably going to get the goal line work.
Definitely.
And I was like, so what are you doing? Yeah, I was like, dude, I have Zach Moss in every fucking league, dude.
Yeah, Cook's on the Cowboys practice squad right now. He's not even on the team. So, yeah, please do not drop Zach Moss in favor of a practice squad running back. Go pick up Rico Dowdle if you want a Cowboys running back. Maybe Zeke.
Oh,
do not pick up.
Rico Dowdle is getting picked up.
He's getting way overdrafted, I think, but, it's
obviously
a separate issue.
Because people are going to be like, why is Zeke's taking all the goal line work? I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, he's fat. Dumb.
Big boy push.
Fullback. He's a fullback. But
anyways, number 8. This team has a lot of questions at receiver, but I think there's a lot of good guys there. I think they have two good tight ends, one really good. The defense lost some people, but this team has a freak at quarterback.
Ooh, I know who this is.
This team has a quarterback that can win on the field when he wants to and wins off the field. This man has Haley Steinfeld. This man can do anything he wants. I have the Buffalo Bills, led by Josh Allen, at number 8.
I think they might need to be a little higher than this for me personally, but
I just
nitpicky. They did lose a lot. I get it.
They lost a lot, and I'm like, let's see. But there's a lot of good teams in the NFL. But number 9. This is a team I don't like, but they have a really good roster. They're keeping the white race hopes alive by drafting a white cornerback. I don't know what they're playing him as. I don't keep up with them like that. I'll have to watch with everyone else when I see it. But I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 9.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for him. It's probably about where I'd have him.
And then at number 10,
Ooh, this is good.
I got a team that I'm very high on.
Oh, I know who this is. Never mind.
A team that I have winning more than one award at NFL Honors. A team that's going from they weren't worst. I don't think they did not finish last in the division, but they're going from disappointing. You can see the potential.
Oh,
almost winning the division. To what I think they're going to be. You know, when I picked the games, I had this team finishing second in the NFC. I have the Atlanta Falcons dirty birdieing their way to number 10 on this list.
I just realized how top heavy the NFL is this year because you didn't have Houston, Miami, or the Rams in there, and it's like wow. Like, and I'm not even saying like you need to take somebody out and put them in there. It's just.
Can I be honest?
Yeah. What's up?
Totally looked right over Houston. I don't know how I did that, but you said them. I was like, oh yeah.
Maybe put them at 9 and slide Philly back one, and then like put them above Dallas.
I'm just gonna swap Philly with
Houston.
With Houston.
Yeah, well, sure. Why not?
I know that makes it even more questioning of how a team I had above the Falcons is now below the Falcons at the win of the hat, but it's my list. Welcome to my list.
Welcome.
The Eagles are off. The Houston just got slotted in at 9.
Yeah. I only have a couple minor disagreements. Like, I've got nothing like really to rip to shreds there. Like, I'd have Green Bay above Detroit personally, but that's just me. I'm feeling. I was so ready to predict a Detroit fall off this year. Like, if Ben Johnson had actually taken the Commander's job, I do think it would be worse because that offense would absolutely take not a nosedive, but it would be noticeable, I think, without him because he is just that great of a coach. But he's still there. So at this point, there's no reason to expect anything different for Detroit. But, Green Bay is young. They're going to get better, and I think they're going to be right neck and neck with them the whole year. But, I mean, also, I can't believe I forgot to update you on this, and this kind of makes me sad. You mentioned when you gave your number 3 team in the power rankings, you said, in your opinion, the second best quarterback in the league was Joe Burrow.
Right.
That was my opinion for a long time. And it just dawned on me like 2 weeks ago, not even maybe. And I think I was just kind of sitting there and I was thinking about it, and I was like, no, I think Josh Allen's better.
That's a fair. I can live with that.
Burrow's still 3, mind you, but it's like I had it the other day.
I can live with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson above Burrow. That's it.
Anybody arguing a Herbert needs to be shot. That's just my opinion. But
yeah.
Herbert.
But to me, but I laid out my reason, and my reasoning is centered around who number 1 is and just how good number 1 is. Mm-hmm. It's just like, and I know head-to-head quarterbacks isn't that good, but at the same time, this is the only quarterback who's proven to beat that team.
Yeah.
And it's like, Lamar hasn't been able to get over him. Lamar, it's like, with Lamar, it's like, okay, I've seen him play well in the playoffs, but at the same time, there's been too many games of him not playing well. Josh Allen simply just cannot beat the Chiefs. Burrow is the only one shown the ability to do it.
Though, from what we've seen, it's not Josh.
It gets to a point where it's like, okay, multiple games of not your fault, fine, but it's like, as a collective, it's like, okay, at some point, you just need to take over and win. And I get it. Burrow did not take over and win, but it's not built. But the only reason I'm saying that specifically with Josh Allen is because there's been so many games.
Allen did take over and score a go-ahead touchdown with 13 seconds.
Gave him 13 seconds. I know.
Didn't get an opportunity in the overtime. Like, I don't know what he's supposed to do in that situation. Like there's genuinely nothing that can be done. He had 5 touchdowns in that game.
I know, he played great.
And didn't get to.
That's why I have him 3. Like, I have him 3rd. Yeah. It's not like I have him falling off because of that.
The reason I've moved him up to 2, and I had this epiphany while I was, like, taking out the trash or something, and I was
Did you see, like, a couple photo between him and Haley, and you're like, God damn it, put this man at number 2.
That fucking dog in him. No, I was just thinking about, like, remembering, like, my thought of, like, if you, like, gun to my head, any quarterback in the league, give me his best performance if I need to win a football game, I'm taking Josh Allen.
That's fair. I will give you that.
Josh, like,
that
yes,
is definitely a different thing. He is a freak.
He's gonna have 3 or 4 games a season where you're like, "What the fuck is Josh doing today?" And they typically lose though. Those are like the 3 or 4 games they lose every year. Like, it happens. But the reason they win damn near every other game is because when he's playing his best ball, which is like most of the time, they just don't really lose much when he's playing the way he's supposed to. And the reason for that is because he's just that fucking guy. And, especially, like, when he is operating at 100% of his potential, he is the best in the league. He's better than Patrick Mahomes on his best day. Pat's best day is the second best day in the league. Now, Pat, because
they both have the same comparable arm talent, but you throw in what Josh Allen can do as a rusher as well.
Lord have mercy.
Jeez, that's a big white boy moving.
Yeah, so I give me any quarterback's best day of his career. If you just need like the most dog performance of all time, give me Josh Allen, and that might be for any quarterback to ever play the game. That might not just be present day. In all honesty, that might just be him. He's
really fucking good. Like when he wants to be, dude. He's really fucking good. Yeah.
That's what does it for me. I think that's what does it for me. But that's semantics. Like I love Burrow. That's not going anywhere. Yeah, I don't have anything like funny enough. There, I don't really disagree with anything you said. Like everything sounds pretty good. Like I might just move Dallas back just because, and I know you said it's early season power rankings, so like it makes sense why you have them there. But because I don't predict them to finish very well, I just probably wouldn't have them that high in mind. But like that'd be it for me. That probably finish it. So let's see. Do we want to see what wavelength we're on?
I think usually.
Oh, my apologies.
Usually we'd be cutting deep.
We'd be cutting
deep. Icebreaker. What was your most memorable birthday gift or surprise?
This is neither, but my 20th birthday, I helped my mom move into her new house, and we got Chinese food afterwards, and it was just really awesome.
That's a cute little story.
Yeah. 20th birthday, I drove to my mom's house, I helped her move, and we ate Chinese food.
I'd say a surprise that got me was that this is when I was a kid, and it was like getting clothes as gifts fucking sucked. Mm-hmm. Like, give me toys. Well, what are we doing? So I open a box, and it's like a clothes box. And I'm not like outwardly being like upset. I'm just like, oh, yay, yeah. And then I open it, and it's a Captain America video game.
Oh, hell yeah.
For the Wii. And I was like, oh, fuck, yo, yeah, dude, this is way better than what I thought it was about to be. It's like my grandma had done it as like a joke. And it worked.
That's a good one.
Okay. Another icebreaker. Have a song dedicated to you or a poem written for you?
Poem. So much more romantic. Give me a fucking poem. Because if a song's dedicated to me, it might be in a bad way. Right? But real yearners be writing poems.
Really? Right. I guess in the romantic context,
I need me a real yearner in my life. Let Shawty write a poem about me.
I think overall I'd want a song though. And that's just in a romantic context poem, but just in general, a fucking Billboard Hot 100 being for you, that'd be sick. But yeah. Romantically.
We may have to start speed running these because my headphone batteries are a little low.
Oh, okay. Deep. Are you quicker to blame or take accountability?
I'd rather take accountability first.
Maybe to a fault, take accountability.
Yeah, I don't want to because I don't want to damage any relationships in the process. Like, I'll hold you accountable when you need it, but like, generally speaking, I will want to look for what I can do better before I point fingers at you because I don't think it's fair otherwise.
Okay. What's your opinion on psychedelics?
I've never done them. Open to doing them, I guess. People who do them make really good music, so I'm generally pro psychedelics.
I want to try them, but I don't have anyone to do it with.
Well, you and I can do it together one of these days.
Well, I'd want somebody experienced.
Well, right. I was saying with the two of us, with a third person who's done it before, like my brother or something, maybe. But
okay. Describe the last time you shared a passionate kiss with your partner.
Oh, you and I haven't kissed in a minute, so.
No, and I think all of my kisses have been lustful more than passionate, if that makes sense.
Been a minute for me. Been a couple months.
Yeah, it's been a real hot minute for me. Final one. Okay, I don't think we have these for each other. What's your favorite nickname you have for me?
Just call you Daddy.
Yeah, I think we just say gay stuff to each other. It's as close as we get pet names like that.
What do I even have? I don't even think like you guys call me anything other than just Jacob. Like I said,
Nicknames have never been in a heavy rotation in any relationship I've really had.
No.
Nate Dogg is. Nate Dogg is Nate Dogg.
Yeah, but
it's like your name's Nate. Like you have that nickname.
Yeah.
And
we didn't even come up with that. Elijah came up with that one day, and we just started saying it. So, yeah.
Every Nate I've known has been referred to as Nate Dogg. But anyways, now we can do wavelength.
We can do wavelength. Okay. Am I shutting my eyes?
Yes, you shut your eyes. Okay, number has been shown.
All right, since I need to be quick. Give me an NFL team.
The New Orleans Saints.
Yikes. Give me a color. Any color.
I think any color can work with what's around it, but I think if gun to my head, I would say like neon yellow.
I'm with you. All right.
You don't know. Maybe you're not with me.
Yeah, you're huge on the Saints this year, aren't you? Can I just guess one?
Got to do all five, baby.
Fuck. Okay. Dog breed.
Pug.
All right, we're getting somewhere.
I have a reason, but an obvious reason, but pug.
Superhero or villain? Comic book character.
Oh, Paul. Spider-Man.
Don't know that I'm familiar.
Spider-Man and MJ go into this other dimension. It's like a parallel Earth.
Okay.
Peter has to leave. He's like forced out pretty much.
Yeah.
He tries to get there as fast as he can because time moves quicker over there. He gets there. MJ moved on. Is married to this guy named Paul.
Fuck Paul. All right. Game console.
The Wii U.
All right, one. Final answer. Lock it in.
It is one.
All right. There we fucking go. All right. Shut your eyeballs, sir. All right. Numbers up. Numbers been revealed.
Okay. Give me a fast food restaurant.
PDQ. It's like a local chicken place that I got here. It's mostly Florida, but it's kind of like Cane's.
Okay. You didn't say Cane's. I'm assuming this is like a 7-ish. 7, give or take 1. Because you said local. I feel like usually local ones be hitting harder.
Be hitting real good.
And I know we're not talking mom and pop because we're talking fast food. But
it's a chain, but
like,
yeah, it'd be
more localized chains usually just like I feel like they usually just hit harder.
It goes fucking hard. Yeah. Good
okay.
stuff.
Give me a Pixar movie.
The first Toy Story.
Oh, whoa, okay. Yeah, no, we're like 9, give or take 1. Give me a sport, any sport.
College basketball.
Okay. For you, I'm thinking it's 9. I think NFL maybe would have been 10. So I'm going 9 right now. That's 3 questions, I think.
Yes, 3.
Give me a Marvel movie. MCU or not, any Marvel movie.
Guardians 3.
Damn, I mean, that might be 10. I really fucking loved that one. But I'm still kind of feeling 9. But if it's 10, I won't be too surprised. I'm still feeling 9.
I've said college basketball for a 10.
Oh, basketball. For some reason, I thought you said football. You said college basketball?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm thinking 8. Well, maybe it's 9. I don't know where you lean on college basketball. I mean, March Madness is something special.
All right. A really heavy emphasis on the March Madness here, then, we'll say.
Okay, I'm thinking 9 then. And then give me a soda.
Give me Sprite.
Okay,
Sprite.
so since you didn't say Dr. Pepper, it's clearly not 10. I will be going 9. Final answer.
Bingo. All right, we locked the fuck in this week. We made
Finally
it easy on each other, but we locked in this week. So
Yeah.
proud of us. It's a nice get back week, nice bounce back week.
Finally got fucking 2.
Top 3, we should speed run. It's going to be mostly the same anyway, so let's go ahead and
Top
get this shit going.
3 of the week. Spider-Man villains.
What? Spider-Man villains. Yes, sir. You first.
Okay, number 3, give me... Okay, give me Venom. I will go Venom here. Venom.
Okay.
How it ties in with the Black Suit Saga is always going to be a great storyline. One of the best designed villains in terms of appearance, especially in art forms, is just how you see this monster a lot of the times. I love it when he is a villain. But the redemption to kind of being more of an anti-hero is cool too.
Yeah.
And then the personal ties between Eddie Brock and Peter, having the ties between not only the Spider-Man persona but also the human behind the mask is great. I'm going to put Venom at 3. You're number 3, sir.
Give me the Goblin. Give me the Goblin. Give me the Green Goblin. Yes, sir. Good relation to Peter. There's a strong relation to Peter that we'll get to later. But very good foil to Peter. Very good foe in terms of actually matching him and like, I don't know. I fucks with him. Fucks with the Goblin. Moving forth, sir. You're number 2.
All right. My number 2, I will be going Doc Ock. The villain in probably the best live-action Spider-Man movie. And then how he is in the Insomniac games. Just something about it just allows for just great storytelling. Because it's just in the best adaptations of Spider-Man, he's the villain. The relationship that they're able to have, like the parallel kind of between Peter and Doc Ock, being the scientist who kind of go kind of in different ways after following maybe some grief. And then also they kind of tie in together when Superior Spider-Man happens, where Doc Ock takes over Spider-Man's body and then gets all his memories, realizes, why Spider-Man operates the way he does, decides to be a hero with it, but, a little different. I'm going to put Doc Ock at number 2. You're number 2, sir.
My number 2. Give me Venom. Venom.
Venom. Get that adrenaline. Venom.
So, I talked about him when we did the wavelength, I think last week it was, or 2 weeks ago, when I had him at a 10. But, there can be more than 110 Spider-Man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think
there's 3 of them bitches.
I think all of these guys kind of have a claim.
They're all perfect to some degree. But yeah, Eddie Brock, just professional hater. I can always respect a supervillain who just fucking hates the protagonist, shout out Dr. Doom. But yeah, I might have to go with Venom here. I went into more detail previous time, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it as is. You, sir, you have the floor. Your final.
My number 1 is definitely Green Goblin. When you look up worst things done to Spider-Man, worst things done to Peter Parker, that man dominates that list. Reason Gwen Stacy dies, also had sex with Gwen Stacy before Peter did. I think they got retconned, but for a while that was canon, because Peter was still at the time canonically a virgin. And then also just the craziness of it, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing that you have sometimes with it is great.
That's a fair point.
It's just, and I always like those ones. It's also, this is a side tangent, but one of my favorite Power Rangers villains is someone who has that exact same thing in Mesogog. But anyways, just the craziness, the unpredictability of it when it's there, just and then also kind of, we're all definitely talking about Norman when we say this, but then his son gets to be Green Goblin for a little while as well, which is kind of interesting in the relationship that has with Peter.
The Hobgoblin dynamic's really cool.
this like guy who at some points in certain iterations is like a pseudo father figure for Peter, who doesn't have his, and then goes crazy, goes villainous. Pretty good, love it. It just does fucked up shit. I mean, my favorite character is the Flash, and what makes his number one rogue so interesting, the Reverse Flash, is the absurdity that he does to him. So that kind of hater shit, like you mentioned earlier. I think Green Goblin's an even bigger hater than Venom.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right.
It's fun. It's like, this is outrageously evil, some of the things they do. So Green Goblin, I got number one. You're number one, sir. Process of elimination, I think I know who it is.
It's the octopus, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mostly for emotional reasons here, kind of like you touched on earlier. Like, this is somebody he looked up to. This was like I'm gonna change the world type shit. This was somebody you truly believed in, who just kind of went about things the wrong way. His hubris was his undoing. Phenomenal live action adaptation, phenomenal video game adaptation. Of course, great in the comics as well, and it's. Like you said, it's almost like like you could see the comparison between him and Peter. Super smart guys trying to make the world a better place. One of them ends up, becoming a little spider dude. The other one gets, spider arms instead. So shit happens. But it's just how the cookie crumbles. But
side note, I mean, the villain that appears most in video games as the main villain against Spider-Man is Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take away mobile games. A little Temple Run knockoff and something adjacent, then it's Doc Ock who actually appears most as like the main villain in Spider-Man games.
I know
that because I have a video talking about the complete history of Spider-Man video games. But if you haven't seen it, check that shit out. It's really good. It only has like 100 views.
It's phenomenal. That is
which, by the way,
videos.
The next one in that kind of series, almost Transformers, I've finished writing.
All right. So what you been on, partner? Been on?
Nothing.
Brilliant.
Just been watching YouTube while working on videos. So just been watching a lot of Game Grumps.
Mm-hmm.
Watching their Danganronpa series. I feel like that's it. I've played a little bit of Black Myth Wukong. I am stuck on a boss that is pissing me off. I'll get through it at some point, hopefully. I've been playing Benzine Alien Force Vilgax Attacks on stream, so tune in. Those are always fun.
You accidentally called it a Pokemon Red or the Fantasy Draft live stream.
Yes,
the first time you streamed it.
I did do that.
Yes, that was.
And then I renamed it. I realized the next day that I didn't change the name.
I was gonna text you. I forgot, but I saw the title and I'm like, he's doing another draft live stream. And I saw the thumbnail and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I didn't change the name, but then I edited it the next day once I saw all that. And I was like, oh fuck. Yeah.
These things happen.
That's it. I think that's pretty much it for what I've been on. So what you been on, brother?
For me, I heard the new Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds album. It's called Wild God. It's pretty good. Nick Cave has had 2 children, I think, pass away in the last 7 years, and I do think there's a lot of touching on that in this. But it does feel a lot more, hopeful, more optimistic about life. The energy of the music is a lot more positive than it is like sad, and I think that's really beautiful. Hopefully he's, that reflects his feelings right now. Hopefully that is how he's feeling about life, and he's doing a lot better, because that is just not something any parent should have to go through, especially more than once. So, and the album's really good too. So that's certainly a plus. Don't think I listened to anything else that came out last week, and nothing else looked interesting to me. Maybe I did. Maybe I'll check one more time. I might have listened to something else, but I know I heard the new Nick Cave. Because, that was the only thing I looked at. I think at first that I was like, oh yeah, because people like Nick Cave. Let me put that shit on. But, let's see. New releases, I think it'd be August 30th. Is the day I'm looking for.
Trent Williams' deal is a 3-year deal.
3-year deal, okay.
$48 million fully guaranteed.
Gotcha. August 30th, yes. New Destroy Lonely album. Don't give a shit. Don't care. New Nails album. I should listen to that at some point. New Dochi album. I should put that on eventually. Maybe the new Chi, I guess, at some point as well. It was a Big Sean album. I don't really care. New Duster album. I should probably listen to that at some point. New Zed album. I haven't listened to it. I'm not going to, but there is a Jeff Buckley remix on that album, and it sounds awful. And like whoever in his camp cleared this needs to be assassinated. And I think that about does it for me. Some music I should catch up on from the previous week's releases, but yeah, all I heard was Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Wild God, but I think that's it for me. Well, I've been watching college football too, as you know, but we talked about that already. Been watching a lot of college ball. You got anything else, sir?
We gonna be on the NFL this week, baby.
Oh yes, sir. It's gonna be a good week. We can come back with some a lot of things to talk about. So, yeah, same time here next week. We're gonna catch y'all later. Peace out.
Adios.